It's time for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Now, promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, here's Jamie Maloney.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, and thanks for listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, a business variety show. A little something different each and every morning as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political and community leaders about what they're doing in and around the Tampa Bay region to make a difference. I invite you to tune in each and every weekday morning, take a break from the political news and sports talk that's on the airwaves just a little bit too much, with a show about what is going on in the community and what is right within the community. So it's a show with a positive message each and every morning. The show also is always looking for new guests and new partners and new ideas on how to advance the show. So as always, I extend an invite to the listeners out there. Feel free to contact me. The best way to get me is over on my website, tampabayradio.com. Over there, I do have a contact form on the homepage. Click on that, send me a message, and let me know what it is that you're doing, and we'll see about getting you scheduled up on the show here. And it's a lot of fun to come in here and do this each and every morning. The show's reaching a lot of people, both through the airwaves each and every morning on 1250 WHNZ, and we also do stream the show live here in studio across tampabayradio.com, as well as through Tampa Bay Multimedia's site, who handles the live streaming for me over at WeBeam TV. So we carry about 30,000 viewers a month across the live stream. So it's a good exposure for you and your business or your organization, or if you just have a great story to tell. People love to hear stories on the airwaves, and I do too. So I want to hear from you. And also, if you'd just like to give me some general feedback or some ideas for the show, feel free to contact me as well. Again, tampabayradio.com. There is a contact form over there on the website. Also, when you're over on the site, you'll see that I sell real estate. I actually started on the airwaves 2 years ago with a real estate-based show and morphed it into a business and entrepreneurship show, doing it 5 days a week. But then again, over on the site, you can peruse all the local real estate listings in and around the area in the Tampa Bay region, as I am a realtor with Coldwell Banker, specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. And also, if you're a home seller in the Tampa Bay market, considering putting their home on the market, I should say, please contact me, and I will send you over a free home valuation. I can get those out to you within 24 to 48 business hours. And I've sold over probably 1,500 some homes in the last 8 years. So I know what it takes to get your home sold, and I can give you a pretty accurate home valuation on what it is, what it's going to take to get that home sold. And we'll tell you what, we definitely need some inventory out there on the market. It's a very undersupplied real estate market. A lot of buyers having a lot of problems finding homes, especially properties in the $100,000 to $200,000 range. First-time buyers struggling a lot because there's a lot of investors in the Tampa Bay market, a lot of cash controlled deals. As I've mentioned on the show a number of times, about 50% of the market is controlled by cash. So definitely need some inventory on the market. So if you have any interest in putting the home on the market, please contact me and get you over a free home valuation. And you can just click on the Sell Your Home link on the homepage of Tampa Bay Radio, and we'll get that over to you. That's an easy way to get the message over to me, and I can get all the information on your home through the site as well. Also, please connect with me on all the different social media sites. You'll find me all over social media. Facebook.com/That Business Show. Also under Twitter under Jamie_Maloney, and also all shows available on demand on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube as well, with the live stream. Again, mentioned at the beginning of the show that we do stream all the shows live here in studio. Two guests in studio for you today, as always, or I wouldn't say as always. Sometimes we do one, two, or three, but mostly two guests per show. On the second half of the show, we talk with Lauren Silva, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial, so stay tuned for that. She's a repeat offender guest, been on the show with me before, and she's going to be offering some great advice for us with a focus on women and investing on the second half of the show. But up first, Mark Haney serves as the Vice President of Advancement for the Florida Aquarium. In this role, he oversees the fundraising efforts of the aquarium and has responsibility for government relations. Mark, welcome to the program this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, first off, you've been with the aquarium about 8 years now, right?
Just about 7.
7 years? Mm-hmm. Talk to us about your role. You're Vice President of Advancement. What is this term here? What does this role entail?
Well, it depends on what I actually do versus what my parents think I do. My parents think I beg for money for a living. And what I do is, what I say I do is I'm a matchmaker. I match people with resources to projects and programs that we have at the aquarium.
Okay, and so you're out there asking for money each and every day. I mean,
Yes,
what
sir.
You're recently. I see you're celebrating your 20th anniversary there at the aquarium, right? Too.
We are 20 years old, and we had a shaky start, as a lot of people that might be have been in Tampa for a while know. Channelside used to be an area that no one would go to.
Yeah,
and
now you're sitting pretty over there.
I'll tell you, the 2000 census, we were in a very low income area. The 2010 census, we're in a wealthy area. And we'd like to think that we had little part of that.
Yeah, talk to us about. Do you say the shaky beginning? Take us back there. I mean, 20 years. I mean, people have a short memory. We don't remember that stuff. I mean,
Well, it's aquariums back in the 80s and 90s. Several cities cities were starting to want to build aquariums as economic engines, and Chattanooga, Tennessee, Baltimore, some of those, and the same thing was happening in Tampa, and so and actually it's interesting to hear some of the story of our founders and where it was going to be. It was going to be in Clearwater for a while. Actually, there was a very distinct possibility it was going to be on Harbor Island. And so the spot that they finally settled on was in Channelside, in a dilapidated warehouse district, basically. And as our chairman Tom Hall says, you only went down there to buy one of two things. And
right.
And so it was really just an area that I think people felt unsafe to be in. And so the aquarium was built, which attendance was great the first year and then fell off. But in the last 7 years, we've had 7 consecutive records of record attendance. And
right.
In fact, we're getting ready to break a record this year with over 800,000.
Yeah, and now with Jeff Vinnick's plans for the Channelside district, you're sitting there right beside.
Oh my gosh!
Has he even approached? Are you probably?
Oh yeah,
he's already approached you. I'm surprised he hasn't asked to buy you guys. Stuff. He's taking over that entire area down there.
Yeah, we're nonprofit, so we're not for sale. But we'd love to put his name on the aquarium, similar to David Straz, maybe.
Yeah, so y'all are sitting pretty down there. It's definitely going to be a huge benefit for the aquarium.
We love what's going on. We love what's going on in Channelside. It's gonna bring more people down to that area. We're excited about it. We're so excited about what's going on, and it's really just putting so much more energy into that whole area.
Yeah. So you're in charge of fundraising. How do you go? Talk to me about your fundraising campaign. So how do you go around raising money for the aquarium each and every year? What are some of your events and your techniques for this?
We have, really in terms of fundraising, we call it development because it's really about developing relationships. And you can't just go out and ask somebody for $1 million if you haven't connected with them and connected them to our mission. And so we have development, and then we have fundraising events. So we have a couple signature fundraising events. One is Sea Grapes, which is our fine wine and food festival, and that's usually happens the fourth Saturday in April. And we have tons of amazing restaurants. In fact, the last few years, Burns has had all of their restaurants as the VIP restaurants, and they don't do these types of tasting events very often. So we're thrilled that they participated the last several years, and I think we had over 150 different kinds of wine. And the aquarium's open at night, and you walk through. It's actually a really cool event. We have another event that's similar to that, but with beer. So it's a little more rowdy. You don't have to dress up quite as much, and that's called Brews by the Bay. That's actually happening October 16th.
Yeah.
So, and tickets are on sale now. So that's a great way to.
So how's the fundraising or the donation efforts and the relationships that you're building out there? Is there a lot of excitement right now with the aquarium, especially being beside Channelside with all the growth?
There is.
That has definitely, I'm sure, helped the aquarium.
There
and the
absolutely is. In fact, we about 5 years ago we announced a $15 million campaign, which is the first real capital campaign since we began in our history. And if you remember, about 5 or 6 years ago, the economy was sort of in the toilet. And we really thought long and hard about announcing a capital campaign, and in hindsight, it was a great decision because we were able to secure a lot of 6- and 7-figure gifts at the beginning because a lot of other nonprofits weren't really asking for those gifts, and so we were able to secure a $1 million gift right away from two donors that have supported us for many years, and we are just about a few $1,000s away from our $15 million goal.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, we're right there.
I see you're poised to surpass about 800,000 guests this year. So is that a record for you guys?
Other than the first year, which we don't count, and that's sort of an anomaly.
Right.
800,000. I think about 5 years ago, if I remember, we were just over 600,000. So our marketing team and PR team have done an amazing job of getting people into the aquarium.
And I see you do a lot of programs with local schools and stuff. So it makes, I'm sure, a great project for the children to come to the aquarium.
I come from the zoo and aquarium world, and I've seen a lot of education departments. And that's something that I think a lot of the public forgets, that that's a big part of our mission is educating people. And we have one of the best education departments I've ever seen in any zoo or aquarium. We have we send over 100,000 kids a year through our school programs, and that's drawing primarily from the 5 counties around us, and the majority of those are just over half probably are from Title I or Renaissance schools. So you see these kids come in, and one of my favorite memories at the aquarium is I'm wearing an aquarium shirt, and I'm just standing outside. The bus comes, and in this school, it happened to be Sulphur Springs Elementary School. And a little kid, probably about 7 years old, just saw me in my aquarium shirt and didn't know who I was, runs up and hugs me and just grabs me and says, "I'm just so happy to be here." Mm-hmm. And so that makes what we do really cool when we raise money for our education programs. And you see these kids, and some of these kids have never seen the water. You know, they live 3 miles
live here
from
in
the
Florida
water.
and never seen the water. That amazes me. Yeah,
so we're happy that we get to
You mentioned a minute are from many of the kids are from Title I schools. What's Title I?
Title I school is where the majority of, there's a certain percentage, but it's the majority of kids are on free or reduced lunch programs. So they're low income schools, typically, where the families don't have a lot of means.
Okay, and do you bring children through the aquarium quite often? Is it a pretty regular thing to have schools coming through the aquarium?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a great relationship with the school district. We've got a member of the Hillsborough of the school district. Mm-hmm. The STEM person for Hillsborough County, Larry Plank, is on our board, and so we work closely with him on programs and getting kids here into the aquarium.
Well, let me take a quick break. Coming back from the break, though, I want to ask you a little bit more about the aquarium itself, and I want to ask you about the most interesting or the scariest animals you got over there, and also if you all got like an operating room for the different sharks and stuff, if you're involved in that at all. So kind of interesting. Currently talk with Mark Haney, Vice President of Advancement with the Florida Aquarium, and you can learn more about the aquarium at flaquarium.org. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets. And all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
We start off on westbound I-4, very slow from 301 to 275 to 275, slow through downtown Tampa. That's all due to an earlier vehicle fire near Howard that still has the right lane blocked. That is causing backups all the way back to the Fletcher and Fowler areas of southbound 275. Also had a crash on the westbound side of the crosstown near Falkenberg, delaying things back on I-75. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham, Son, and Eudora. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Domino's. This week only, get 2 pizzas for the price of 1 from Domino's. Just order carryout online at Domino's.com or on their mobile app. You must select this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Applies to menu price pizza. Second pizza of equal or lesser value for free.
Today, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 88. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, a 40% rain chance, high 89.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And as always, you can learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, I've been announcing throughout the week, the show is actually expanding to another time slot. The show will begin airing on 970 WFLA Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. I know that's an inopportune time, but we'll put that up on demand on all the different sites as I always do. But it'll be a real estate focused business show, a little bit of reminiscent of the days of the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show, where I have different real estate related guests and I can dispense some of the real estate information that I have up in my head. I tend to have a lot of that type of information. So it'll be a good informative show. If you can't catch it live on the airwaves, make note of it to put it in your podcast playlist or on iTunes, or on, actually that is iTunes, or SoundCloud or YouTube. We'll put that up there on demand and make it available on TampaBayRadio.com as well. I currently talk with Mark Haney, Vice President of Advancement for the Florida Aquarium, and you can learn more about the aquarium at flaquarium.org. So Mark, tell me, you all got tons of animals over there, I'm sure. I mean, I've been over there. It's been a couple years since I've been over there. What's the scariest animal you all got over there, or marine animal, or whatever you think over there?
You know, actually, most people would say the sharks. And sharks are actually pretty docile.
It's the media that makes us all scared of the sharks.
Yeah. I mean, there was just an article that came out yesterday that you're more likely to die in a selfie stick accident than by a shark. So,
what kind of sharks y'all got? The whole gamut over there of sharks?
We do. We have so our signature species are sand tiger sharks. Mm-hmm. And they're actually great aquarium sharks because they look sort of ferocious. They've got rows and rows of teeth. I think our biggest shark is probably about 350 pounds and about 12 feet long. And they look mean, but they're pretty docile. And we have nurse sharks. We have bamboo sharks. We have blacktip sharks.
Yeah, I'm not scared of the sharks, even when I go to the beach. You know what I'm scared of? I'm scared of the amoebas in these lakes around here, these flesh-eating amoebas I see on the news from time to time. That stuff makes me scared. I get in one of these dirty old lakes around here, and I live on a lake. I do not want to get in that water at all.
You'll have to come and see our behind-the-scenes operation, because the filter yard and what we go through to filter the salt water, and we're testing constantly.
I imagine you got quite a staff. I imagine you got quite a staff of marine biologists. And,
we do. We have it's so cool to work with people that are so passionate about wildlife and so passionate about marine science. And you know, they don't make a lot of money, but they don't do it for the money. It's such an amazing way to live and a way to make a living, that doing what you love.
You got like a whole back end of the building there with nothing but doctors' offices for the animals.
Well,
operating on the sharks.
Thank goodness we don't have to operate too often on the sharks, but we can. and we have. And
how do you operate on the shark? I mean, how do you keep him alive when he's out of the water? Or do you have to keep him in the water somehow?
Well, it's actually similar to when you operate on a person and you have oxygen that's flowing through them, and we have water that's rushing through their gills while they're being operated on.
I'd be interested in seeing that. So you got him up on the table, and you got some type of water system that flushes through the shark. That's
it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing what we can do. We've got an amazing veterinarian, Dr. Kathy, that has been with us for quite a while now, and she does an amazing job.
What's some of the newest additions to the aquarium? Any new animals that have come in lately that are people that may have not been there in the last few years should come over and see?
I'll tell you the funnest. The funnest, is that a word?
It is for me,
really cool animals that are fairly new. Thanks to a grant from the Yob Family Foundation, we have opened up a new exhibit in the last year called Journey to Madagascar. And so we have lemurs at the aquarium.
Lemur, what's that? It's like a little tiger or a fox-looking thing? Or what is it? I don't even know what a lemur is. What is that?
Do you have kids? If you ever seen the Madagascar, the movie? No. I like to move it.
No, I have no idea. You got to fill me in.
Oh, my gosh. Here. Okay. So we have ring-tailed lemurs, and they're native to Madagascar, which is off the coast of Africa. They're primates, so they are in the primate family. So they look sort of like monkeys. They're not monkeys.
They're their own species. Thing. Okay,
sort of,
gotcha. All right.
Long striped tails.
For some reason, I'm thinking like a fox type of thing. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
so, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the liger. That's what I'm thinking of. Napoleon Dynamite. Yeah, the cross between a lion and a tiger, bred for its skills and magic.
Yeah,
from the
we don't
Napoleon,
have those at the aquarium.
Too bad.
But we do have lemurs.
That's Napoleon Dynamite's favorite animal, by the way.
The liger.
The liger. Yeah. So the lemur. So these are a new addition to the aquarium.
Yeah, they've been here about a year, just over a year actually, and they're part of an overall exhibit that talks about Madagascar and the animals there. Because about 80% of the animals in Madagascar are unique to Madagascar. They're not found anywhere else in the world.
Very cool. When are you going to get a panda or something in there? You get something like that or something? You know,
I'll tell you, coming from the zoo and aquarium world, pandas are really expensive to keep. You have to pay the government of China, I want to say it's at least $1 million a year just for the privilege of having a panda.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily have all this marine life then over there, right? It's not necessarly marine
we focus on
you focus on that, but you branch out a little bit, you know.
We do. We have marine mammals, otters, for instance, which you asked me about the scariest animal at the aquarium, and I'm going to say it's probably the otters. They could be vicious little boogers.
Oh yeah. So, but do you ever get in there and mix with the animals? I know you're out there handling the relationships and things like that.
I do get to sometimes. We have some really cool programs that actually allow the general public to come in and interact with the animals and immerse themselves with the animals. We have a Swim with the Sharks program, and you can
actually get to get into the water with the shark.
You get to get into the big tank with the sharks.
You're in a cage.
You are not in a cage.
What if they bite the person?
We have safeguards in place, and as I said, they're fairly docile, and we feed them. So don't worry, we feed them right before, and no, they're fine. And
so as long as the shark is fed, then you can say that they're
actually
probably
even if they weren't fed, they're really no threat to humans in general. So.
Yeah. Well, I got about a minute left. I've got to wrap it up here with Mark. But real quick, Mark, we know the aquarium is located in the Channelside District over there in South Tampa. Hours of operation, ticket prices?
9:30 to 5. Ticket prices are right around $25 for adults and I think 22-ish for kids.
All right, and it's open Monday through Sunday.
We're open every day of the week.
Every day of the week.
Come and see us.
Well, hey, it's a great addition. I mean, it's a great thing in Tampa. So if you haven't been to the aquarium, make it a point to take a day and take the family down there. Again, it's over there in the Channelside District, and take a moment to check it out. I've been there a couple years ago. I might have to make another appearance here again soon. It's a great little place. Mark, thank you very much.
Come and swim with the sharks.
Mark Haney, Vice President of Advancement with the Florida Aquarium. Learn more about the aquarium at flaquarium.org. You're listening to That Business Show. We'll be back in a moment.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
To 275. Also southbound 275 extra slow from the university area southbound to downtown. That's all due to an earlier vehicle fire that was blocking the right-hand lane near Howard. It's now off to the side. Howard Franklin Bridge slow from Midspan to the West Shore area, and according to Campbell Causeway slow into Rocky Point. See traffic problems, call the entry firm of Abrahamson and Uter. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Domino's. This week only, get 2 pizzas for the price of 1 from Domino's. Just order carryout online at Domino's.com or on their mobile app. You must select this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Applies to menu price pizza. Second pizza of equal or lesser value for free.
Winds Weather Center forecast, the high today in the upper 80s. A bit more cloud cover will develop throughout the day, and rain chance on the higher side around 50% for scattered showers and storms. Expect some through the evening and overnight, and tonight's lows in the mid-70s. 1250 winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. A business variety show, a little something different each and every morning as I talk to different business owners, entrepreneurs, political and community leaders about what they are doing to make a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and surrounding communities. Also, learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com, and please connect with me on all the different social media sites, Facebook.com/ThatBusinessShow, and you'll find me over on Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. And please use the hashtag ThatBusinessShow also to make any comments and tag anybody in any of the posts from any of the shows that you have listened to. If you're just tuning in that last segment, we're talking with Mark Haney, who is the Vice President of Advancement for the Florida Aquarium, and you can learn more about the aquarium over at flaquarium.org. But time to bring in my second guest for the show. Lauren Silva is a financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial and offers holistic financial planning and believes in personal and financial wellness. Lauren, welcome to the program this morning.
Thanks, Jamie. Nice to be here again.
So you're representing a true Throwback Thursday today. People that aren't listening can't see. She's got a tape recorder, an actual cassette recorder tape thing, and she is recording this on that because she's a financial advisor, and they require, I guess they got to review this for regulatory purposes. You're under a strict regulatory environment, correct?
Right.
So where did you even find that tape recorder?
Well, Jessica found it on Amazon, but it actually has a cassette in it. It's a cassette with a
You know, I've got
mic.
a couple old cassettes and drawers at home from old tapes from back in the 80s. I mean, I can listen to this thing now. I don't have this at home, so.
I don't know if you can put it in your car. Remember
But
the
I mean,
cassette?
you got to let your regulators know that, you know, this stuff's available on the internet now. You know, they don't need to put this in the cassette tape. You know what's going to happen is they're going to, you're going to send this to them. Whoever's going to get it in the mail, they're going to have a meeting and they're going to pull out the cassette tape. All right, we need to listen to this, and they're like, nobody has a cassette player. And just tell them to go to TampaBayRadio.com, and then they could listen to you live on the airways, and they can listen live each and every morning at 8 a.m. here to this show. So, but you were just at an event. You're into not only financial planning but fashion as well. You're just at an event with a couple of people from the show that was on, Elaine Sweeney and Patty Solstice. Yeah, how'd that event go?
We had a great time last night. They did fall fashion trends and how to wear the trends in the Florida heat. And so we listened. We saw a bunch of designer clothes, and then I asked, of course, a question: how do we stay in fashion like this, but also save for our retirement, because a lot of the things they were showing looked like they're pretty high.
What's trending then? What did you get out of the event last night?
Oh, what's trending? Okay, bright red, fringe, and just.
And this was
bell bottoms. Oh, bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms are
bell
back.
bottoms.
Oh, cool.
I couldn't believe it.
So this is just a fashion event for women's fashions,
for
correct?
Women. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, us men, we don't know is there ever any trending fashions with men?
I don't think so.
We always wear the same boring stuff that we get from Men's Warehouse.
I see a lot of men's hairstyles being
Mine's been the same
fashionable.
since I've been in first grade. It hasn't changed. It's not going to change. If the only change it's going to get is when it all falls out. It's about halfway there right now. Still got some hair there, but it used to be a lot thicker. But nonetheless, so bright red bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms.
But you're kicking over the business suit though. What's kicking in the business trends?
Chunky heels.
Chunky. What
I'm
is
excited about.
chunky heels? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Chunky. They're not stiletto. They're not skinny, so they are a little bit easier to walk in.
Y'all, I swear, I would hate to have to wear heels. I don't know how y'all don't trip in those things when you're walking around. It's quite a thing, especially going up and down stairs. But us men, we like our nice little flat bottom shoes. We'd wear sandals to business meetings if it was socially acceptable. But what can we do? We're in the business world. We got to dress professionally, right?
Right.
Now you have an event coming up on October 7th, correct?
We do.
All right, let's talk about this.
It's called Strong, Powerful Women and Financial Strategies. And I'm partnering with Patty and Lane. They'll be discussing how to dress for success, but on a budget. So, and I'll be discussing how to invest for your retirement and still be able to live.
Okay, so you're mixing financial planning with fashion. I've never seen anybody take this approach to business. I like the mix. What generated this idea? Just your love of fashion yourself?
Yep, fashion. Just enjoying the time that I spend with Patty and Elaine. We just came up with the idea of having an event together and bringing all the women that we work with and see on our events. Just bring them together for a nice time.
Okay, so this event is going to be October 7th at the Besito restaurant, correct?
At Besito, and also giveaways with Andy from Continental.
Oh yeah, Continental Diamond. Yes.
So he'll be doing a little giveaway, and that'll be fun. So
it's going to be a kind of a co-branded event where you're all going to be talking a little fashion, a little financial planning. So you're going to get a kind of a mix of people in there, correct?
Right.
And so it's going to, from the fashion perspective, it's going to be how to dress on a budget, right? Because your women's fashions in a business environment, you all want to spend a pretty good bit of money on your outfits. I know, right?
They're
not cheap.
Not cheap.
And then your dry cleaning bills too, right? You can't go to the 99-cent dry cleaner and then throw the shirt in the dry cleaning mix there like us guys can do, right?
Right.
I feel bad for y'all, really do. We just have all us men wear the same shirt and pants each and every day, and then we take it to the 99-cent dry cleaners and we look the same each and every morning. Nobody even notices. But when you women wear something different or don't wear the same thing over and over again, people notice.
Yep,
So.
you have to accessorize, make sure that you have, and plus the sizes for men are easier too. So.
Yeah, plus we
It's
can
the same thing.
Yeah, we can just get a size or two too big, and then it lasts 4 or 5 years until we put on the next 30 pounds, and then we're it's good for 2 or 3 years. Like I said, every 2 or 3 years, 30 more pounds adds up, and then we got to go back to Men's Warehouse, and then all right, we need these adjusted. Well, you've got it adjusted out too much. We can't adjust it anymore, so you got to buy some new pants now. You have the buy one get one free special. All right, I'm there. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about your business now. You're a financial advisor with Ameriprise, correct?
Correct.
All right. Today's topic, we're going to talk about women in investing and some of the challenges that women have with investing, correct?
Sure.
All right. So talk to me about some of the challenges that you see that women have with investing versus men, for instance.
I would say the biggest challenge would be women generally are more conservative with their investments. And I would say for men and women, though, usually that's just because of a lack of understanding on how certain things in the market work. Maybe a little bit more fear around putting money to work harder for them. And the risk of not doing that right now is that the money will sit in cash, earning 0%, 1%, not enough to keep up with inflation. So my job is to help people understand better about what they're doing and how they're investing so that there's no more fear around putting money to work hard, just as hard as people work for their money, especially women. The other challenge I see with women is that with Social Security benefits, if you're divorced or if you unfortunately lost a spouse, there are benefits that you can take from Social Security benefits that a lot of people don't understand or know how that works. And so that will be a topic on the 7th that we'll go over, and how to understand what's available to you through Social Security, and then how do we invest to keep up with inflation without taking a whole lot of market risk.
So do you find that you have to take a different approach when dealing with female clients versus male clients or men? You said that women, generally speaking, are more conservative then. So, but do you have to talk to them and present different options to women? There are a few more options around people who are extremely conservative, and I would say for women, it's the first step is the hardest. It's that courage to come in for the first initial consultation. And so I help to make that process a lot more comfortable and easy by educating more about the importance of investing and how it works. And so, it's just like getting on the scale. No one wants to do it the first time. But then once tough
people
getting
come
in
in,
myself. I hate to go to the financial advisor's office. I do work with you, and I hate to go in there because I feel like, oh man, what it is I see all the stuff that I haven't been doing through the years, and then it starts to bother me. Like, man, I've lost this. I didn't do that right, and I start to feel bad. So I just like to put it out of sight, out of mind, and just not do it all together. And I take that same approach with the doctor's office, for instance. I was like, man, I'm so messed up. I don't even want to go in there and hear how messed up I am. So I think that's a lot of the focus or the problem that I have with a financial advisor. But is that what you get from others? Why are they hesitant to come into the financial office?
For everybody, but especially when we try to do everything ourselves, we don't really ask for a whole lot of help sometimes. So I have a good story from a current client. We kept trying to get her to come in, and she kept canceling appointments, wasn't coming in. And we'd been working together for about 5 or 6 years. And finally, she came in for a visit, and she said, I'm so sorry I haven't been in, but my husband's been sick. We've had a lot of financial issues. We've accumulated some credit card debt. I've been sick about it. I haven't been able to sleep about it, thinking about how I'm going to move things from here to there and transferring things, and I was embarrassed. I didn't want to come in and show you what has happened since the last time we met. So, we sat down, we put together a strategy, we put together a plan, and as she was leaving, which was a very emotional meeting because there was a lot going on in their lives, she said, I feel so much better. I feel like this huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I'm not sitting thinking about this all the time. It was time to come in and let an expert just put a plan and tell me what to do, and that way I don't have to be worrying about this anymore, because we worry about things. And it's nice to just have a professional say, here's a solution, and let's just move forward. So
how do your services work then? People come in for an intake, so to speak. You collect all their financial statements and bank statements and whatever else, credit card statements, and you put it all together. After that, is it kind of, become easier? Because, anytime you start getting asked for statements, people got to hunt this stuff down, and that's always a challenge, right there. It's the
beginning of the relationship is obviously more labor intensive because we're getting to know one another. I'm having to understand their financial situation in depth, as well as them as a person, what their family dynamics look like, why they make the decisions that they make, what motivates them financially. And then over the years, as you work together, things get easier because we have a closer relationship, and I know how they operate. I know sometimes when people are taking notes on envelopes, and I'll say, you're not going to do anything with those notes. You better get something else to write your notes on, because I know you'll put that in your bag and you'll end up going in the garbage. But so it's nice when you start to work with somebody long term.
Now, have you been in financial advising your entire career? Did you do something else prior to this, or talk to me about your past?
My entire career, I've been doing this. So I started actually at First Union Securities, which is now Wells Fargo, and then was with American Express, which now has transferred over to Ameriprise. So same firm since 2003.
Wow. So and you take it, you like this very much then. This is you started young, and now you're 20-some years. How long have you been in the business?
I've been in the business about 13 years.
13 years. So you've amassed quite a clientele, though, as well. So
Absolutely.
Fourth quarter coming up, very important time with financial advising. How would you advise people out there that are listening right now what they need to know to get ready for the end of the year?
Well, this is a big time. The fourth quarter, there's a lot of things to review regarding taxes, tax planning for the next year, tax planning for this year, what investments that you should be saving into to save on income taxes. Also, harvesting capital gains and losses, just for tax purposes, establishing the right types of retirement plans. And then I really like to do good financial planning at the end of the year to set up your goals and strategies for 2016. Everybody likes to start off the next year with a plan of how they're going to get from point A to point B.
Now, people that are, from business owner standpoint, that are paying themselves and contributing to a retirement plan, a 401k, let's say they haven't hit the maximum, they can do a lump sum payment into that 401k prior to the end of the year, correct? Or how does that work?
No, actually they can't. So they have to change their payroll.
Oh, they do? Okay.
They do.
So I thought you could just take it, and I've never done this, that's why I'm asking. I thought you could just take a payment and then if what you're short at the end of the year and put this into your retirement account. Explain this.
That would be if you're a business owner and you had a SEP IRA or a simple IRA and you're able to do that yourself. But
okay,
if
but
you're
not with a 401k?
Correct. If you have a 401k, then you need to up your payroll. So you need to look at how many paychecks you're having to the end of the year and then make an adjustment on your paycheck.
Okay, so what I'm thinking applies to SEP IRAs, you said. What is a SEP? Explain SEP IRA. What is that?
SEP IRA is for business owners, and that's just an IRA that you are able to write a check in at any time to fund for your retirement.
SEP, but what is that, an acronym for something? Or
I don't really know it's just called a SEP.
SEP IRA, okay.
Yep.
All right,
maybe a simplified employment plan, but
hey, that's how it works for me. Let me take a quick break. Currently talk with Lauren Silva, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial, and you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
Help promote the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WINS WHNZ to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where he promotes what is right with our community and highlights the successes of our entrepreneurs. Show contributor openings also available. You can learn more about the show and how to become part of this growing network at TampaBayRadio.com. Tune in weekdays at 8 a.m. to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Slow traffic on westbound I-4 from 301 to 275. Southbound 275 still on the brakes from Fowler to around Bird Street. Then it picks up a bit, but then you're on the brakes again from Dr. King through downtown Tampa due to an earlier vehicle fire near Howard off to the right-hand side. Howard Franklin looking a whole lot better. It's still a bit slow off the bridge into the West Shore area, southbound Veterans Expressway.
This report is brought to you by Domino's. This week only, get 2 pizzas for the price of 1 from Domino's. Just order carryout online at Domino's.com or on their mobile app. You must select this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Applies to menu price pizza. Second pizza of equal or lesser value for free.
Today, partly cloudy with a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high 88. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 74. Tomorrow, a 40% rain chance, high 89.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. And you can learn more about the show, as always, at TampaBayRadio.com. Currently talk with Lauren Silva, financial advisor with Ameriprise Financial. And you can reach out to her at 813-870-0892. Again, 813-870-0892. And also, we talked about there in that last segment there, you're doing an event October 7th at Besito, but you also got one coming up on October 1st. So tell the listeners about what this is about.
That's right. We have one, and then it's called Retirement Income Solutions, making sure your retirement income lasts a lifetime. So this is for individuals who are 5 or 10 years from retirement or already retired on ways to recreate their income. So how they can live off their assets and not outlive their money.
Okay, so this also is at Besito. What time does this begin?
I know, I love the guacamole.
It is great. I've had Besito in here a couple of times. I talked with Stanley Goodman, the one of the managing partners for the restaurant. But yeah, definitely a great place. People that aren't familiar with Besito, it's down there in the West Shore Plaza, down there on the side of Kennedy, there near the interstate. But yeah, Besito, a new Mexican restaurant down there.
Great.
But both events, October 1st and October 7th at Besito.
At 6 p.m.
6 p.m., okay. And people can register for them, again, by calling 813-870-0892. And, of course, we'll put that up on the recap as well. Laura, let's talk a little bit about charitable contributions coming up at the end of the year. And also it's a little bit topical since we had Mark Haney from the Florida Aquarium in, a nonprofit organization. How did charitable contributions work, or what should business owners be advised with regard to this?
Well, that's a good thing to bring up right now in the fourth quarter, because as people are looking for deductions, they're looking for ways to save on taxes. We talk a lot about charitable remainder trusts. We talk about charitable leads trusts. Those work where you can put some assets inside these trusts to pay in income to your favorite charity and get a tax deduction. Also, donor advised funds, and these work well for transferring highly appreciated stock to donate to your charity as well. And so you don't have to pay the capital gains on that when you donate into a donor advised fund.
Okay.
So those are great opportunities for people. So
what do people need to be aware of? What pitfalls can people make if they're thinking they're donating to a charity? Does it have to be set up as a 501c3? Is that something that they need to look at? What are some of the things that people need to be aware of when they're making charitable donations?
It does. They do need to. It needs to be a 501c3, and also, it's very important to work with both your financial planner as well as your tax advisor to determine the amount and how much you should be contributing, this year versus next year, and how much you can actually deduct on your taxes. And we just had, again, Mark Haney with the Florida Aquarium, a charitable, I take that's a 501c3 there, Mark? They absolutely are a 501c3. Okay, yeah, so they are set up as a 501c3, so any business owners out there looking to take a charitable contribution deduction can consider the Florida Aquarium as well. So check out flaquarium.org or follow up with TampaBayRadio.com for the show recap for Mark's contact information after the show. Now, Lauren, you offer a holistic financial planning approach to financial advising. What do you mean by holistic? Right, and this people will learn more about in the event on October 1st, but what it means is we look at everything in somebody's financial life. We don't just look at the investments, but the entire picture, because all of my recommendations go in concert with each other. So how you're positioned from a cash place makes an impact on what I recommend for your investments. How your insurance is structured is how I look at what we're going to do for taxes. I mean, everything goes in concert with each other. So when you do holistic financial planning, for example, like I will be discussing on the 1st, I'll actually show the software that I use to determine how much income you'll need and how many assets you'll need to live off of in retirement with inflation. But you'll also be able to see what you have left over, what money that you may not need for your own personal needs like long-term care or retirement income, but how much you actually could put away for charitable remainder trusts or charitable donations or leaving a legacy to your children. And this is helpful because one of the biggest fears people have about donating in retirement is that they're not sure if they're going to need all that money. And so they don't want to make that big commitment until they see their full financial plan.
Do you find, I mean, with the shift in, the society and the economics, that you're finding fewer people that are ready to retire at age 65 or whatever the case may be, 59, 60, whatever the actual retirement age may be? I mean, are you finding that less and less people are ready to retire versus years ago?
I feel that people are less ready to retire, not just financially, just from the financial perspective. I think the longevity piece, because of a longer time frame to live, 30 years plus we have. Right. To keep up with inflation, we just will need more assets in order to do that. But I think emotionally too, I think people are more active. They're healthier than they've ever been in previous generations. So they're just going to require more money to do the things they like to do.
Within your client base, do you find some people that do not want to retire within the traditional means? Do they want to keep working? Is that a component of some people's objectives too?
Well, yes, people now are retiring to something, not from something. So what's enjoyable about my career is that I get to be involved in that, to hear people say, I love what I do, I like what I do, but I'm ready for the next chapter in my life. I'd like your assistance in helping me transition into being a consultant or having more time with my family, but also working as a business owner, entrepreneur. And these are the things that, I've always wanted to do that now I feel like I can. And so I would say people are working a lot longer than they have in the past.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift and something that, people need to be aware of in their younger lives now. Maybe 60, 65 is a little bit too early to retire, especially with, advancements in medical care. We're living longer, so people need to be aware of that.
And to be home with your spouse 100% of the time.
Right.
That's a big transition for people when they retire together. Actually, that's one of the things I hear often is, this is a real hard transition for our marriage.
That's a whole other talking point for another show. We'll definitely bring in a coach that can cover
I'm also
that
a certified divorce financial analyst.
Oh, there you go. Hey, didn't even know that. We got to talk a little bit about that, but we'll get that on a future show. Real quick, Lauren, we got about a minute left. Where is your office located, and what sets you apart from other financial advisors?
Our office is located in South Tampa. My husband and I own a small boutique style firm, so it's a small firm. We don't have a large volume type of practice, but we've done that so that we could spend a high touch client service model with our clients, spend more time developing goals, strategies. We meet with clients often, at least 4 or 5 times a year. So I would say that sets us apart. We have really good relationships with our clients long term.
All right. And again, Lauren Silva, financial advisor. You can reach out to her, 813-870-0892. Again, 870-0892. Thank you very much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in. I'll see you back in here tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.